yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. You can give them everything, but they never done taking. You can keep it real as you want, but they never stop faking. Just face it, you really about to make it. And if they don't believe, then they as stupid as a racist. Just chase it. That goal you had in the basement, hold that shit tight and don't let a bitch take it. Moral of the story, the process come with progress. Don't believe me, put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. You can give them everything, but they never done taking. You can keep it real as you want, but they never stop faking. Just face it, you really about to make it. And if they don't believe, then they as stupid as a racist. Just chase it. That goal you had in the basement, hold that shit tight and don't let a bitch take it. Moral of the story, the process come with progress. Don't believe me, put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you. Yeah. You can give them everything, but they never done taking. You can keep it real as you want, but they never stop faking. Just face it, you really about to make it. And if they don't believe, then they as stupid as a racist. Just chase it. That goal you had in the basement, hold that shit tight and don't let a bitch take it. Moral of the story, the process come with progress. Don't believe me, put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah. Put that on your mama, you not next. Yeah.
You talk that street shit, man. Get up, guys, man. Come on, somebody.
Broken hearts making $1,000,000 luncheon pads. I'm from a neighborhood where niggas' attitude is fuck a dad. Where niggas only dreamers about to stunt with shit they never had. But all they end up with is 2 baby mamas in a jag. Weighing bags while the neighbors pass, hoping it double fast. Real with your rent money, fuck it up your ass. Potato mashing from the past. Fuck up shooting head, it ain't no frontin' bags. Stress away the evil, now he hitting his homeboys for cash. No mansion setting up fiends, he got an extra class. Niggas get wrong with you and act mad, they go and count your cash. Shit sad, make you wish murder was an app on iPad. Download and press one button and kill your roach ass. My little nigga got 3 stripes, he ain't tucking no flags. Ever punched a tough nigga, made him tell jokes like Sinbad. Walked around your enemies, hood strapped like gym pants. Called everything, got in this smashed on that bitch ass. Her buddy got killed for his hoe. He loved the bitch ass, she was fucking on his partner, he fought him and then got shit bagged. Doctor said that he was gonna make it, he had a good chance, but then his kidney failed and he died and his bitch still playing. I just seen the bitch with Lou Williams and he a 6 man. These hoes will do whatever for dick shoes and the suntan. Bitches trying to be booed up, I'm thinking boo damn. Before I let a hoe wipe me, I'll sell food cans. Your big homie a buster, he buys joints from a shoe stand. He think making shirts for the hood is a genius new plan. I need to put y'all money together and get him a new van. If you ever play with me, I'ma tear his face with a new hand. The law's getting hot in the city, this bitch like Sudan. You can't play no game with them bitches, they shoot with 2 hands. My people yelling peace and no violence, they showing 2 hands. When you wake up in the morning, it's another one on the newsstand. My partner cut his monitor off, he got a new stance. Parole 50% of his time, skip to my loot dance. Niggas saying fuck a blue one, let's take the blue chance. Nowadays, niggas do whatever for stacks of blue bands. Niggas ready to give up their mama to have a blue hand. The shit that niggas will do for a 20 will make you puke, man. Sad, but it's true, man. Gotta clean the table when you chew, man. Cause crumbs about the evil out of few, man. They say to do your dirt while you're lonely, that's hard to do, man. Cause pressure always easier felt when done by 2, man. But every time you put on a nigga, he turn to Suzanne, a bitch in male clothes, man. The street shit is broken. Everybody wants to smoke. This shit's a joke, man. They tell me who can burn in your chest and this blood you're choking. You never politics in the hood. You're not a spokesman, so stop telling these rappers they good when they do shows, man. Pull up to the flyers they own and stuff the dough, man. Make a nigga say cheese and shake the room with some whoop ass. Y'all niggas ain't having no academics in them book bags. Just good boys that look bad. This street shit got so sad.
Just go to Google Play, right? It's free. Download this thing called the Volume Control Launcher. It's free. This thing is designed to remove the volume levels from your phone. Everybody's phone has them. It lets you control the true volume of your phone. Everybody's going crazy right now about this. They didn't even know this existed. I personally don't.
Tell them all shot.
Let me talk that street shit. Good old gospel. Smart.
Broken hearts making $1 million luncheon pads. I'm from a neighborhood where niggas' attitude is fuck a dad. Where niggas only dreamers about to stunt with shit they never had. But all they end up with is 2 baby mamas in a jag. Wearing bags while the neighbors pass, hoping it double fast. Real with your rent money, fuck it up your ass. Potato mashing from the past. Fuck up shooting head, it ain't no frontin' bags. Just to wait the evil, they ain't hitting his homeboys for cash. No mansion setting up scenes. He got an exit class. Niggas get wrong with you and act mad, they go and count your cash. Shit sad, make you wish murder was an app on iPad. Download and press one button and kill your roach ass. My little nigga got 3 stripes, he ain't tucking no flags. Ever punched a tough nigga, made him tell jokes like Sinbad. Walked around your enemies, hood strapped like chimpanzees. Caught everything, got in this smashed on that bitch ass. Her buddy got killed for his hoe. He loved the bitch ass, she was fucking on his partner, he fought him and then got shit bagged. Doctor said that he was gonna make it, he had a good chance, but then his kidney failed and he died and his bitch still playing. I just seen the bitch with Lou Williams and he a 6 man. These hoes will do whatever for dick, shoes, and a suntan. Bitches trying to be booed up, I'm thinking boot in. Before I let a hoe wipe me, I'll sell food cans. Your big homie a buster, he buy his choice from a juice stand. He think making shirts for the hood is a genius new plan. I need to put y'all money together and get him a new van. If you ever play with me, I'ma tear his face with a new hand. The law's getting hot in the city, this bitch like Sudan. You can't play no games with them bitches, they shoot with 2 hands. My people yelling peace and no violence, they showing 2 hands. But you wake up in the morning, it's another one on the newsstand. My partner cut his monitor off, he got a new stance. Parole 50% of his time, skip to my loot dance. Niggas saying fuck a blue one, let's take the blue chance. Nowadays niggas do whatever for stacks of blue bands. Niggas ready to give up their mama to have a blue hand. The shit that niggas will do for a 20'll make you puke, man. Sad but it's true, man. Gotta clean the table when you chew, man. Cause crumbs that brought the evil out of you, man. They say to do you dirt by you lonely, that's hard to do, man. Cause pressure always easier felt when done by 2, man. But every time you put on a nigga, he turn to Suzanne, a bitch in male clothes, then the street shit is broken. Everybody want all the smoke, this shit's a joke, man. They tell her who could burn in your chest and this blood to choke it. You never politics in the hood, you're not a spokesman, so stop telling these rappers they good when they do shows, man. Pull them to the flies they own and slap the dough, man. Make the niggas say cheese and shake the room with some whoop ass. Y'all niggas ain't having no academics in them book bags, just good boys that look bad. This street shit got so sad.
What's up?
Tell him I'll shot you.
What's the fastest way?
exceptional honor. Big topic about it. Being from hell, right? So we have this chick right here, and her name is engaged at 30 years old. And she, this other chick, apparently, and apparently has this marketing, and she rents out this dude right here, and that's all it is. Okay, so apparently she actually they actually landed her the whole New York, but she rents out this chick. It's documented. By the end of the day, it's still their apartment. Like, if this chick signs association with Maryland and then fails and doesn't have the money she promised to Maryland, Maryland would still be 100% responsible to cover up the entire rent to give the landlord. So that's the situation. This is no different. It's like one big invest in 30 days, right? They've only been living together for 1 month. And then just turned into this whole thing. This girl takes 30 days about how she feels emotionally and spiritually by Marilyn and right? And then it just completely backfires on her. It completely backfires on her after she makes her like 30 videos. Yeah, so let's just take a listen now.
My job here was not my money. All of last year, I've just been aching to find how I felt like.
She says here, I forgot to say I've lived in 5 different households in the last year, laughing, emoji, just bouncing around trying to finally get one. Wow, okay, so that's interesting. In 1 year, and
I have one roommate, and when I met them, it seemed like everything was fine. There was a verbal agreement we were going to be resigning in July, and that was when I was going to join the league. When I moved in May, her tone changed, and things were confusing to me over things that were so elementary. I'm about to do 30, the person in mid-20s, but later in high school, she would not allow me to store things on the top 2 shelves.
Out. When I moved in, I had a different dish rack than her, the one that has walls on this side. She just had a flat dish rack where she would just kind of awkwardly and haphazardly pile up the dishes. And I was like, hey, I've got this other dish rack. Would you be open to us giving it a try? Immediately, she shut it. My entire issue with her through this last month has just been her lack of compromise. And so a few nights ago,
you have to understand, though, there is no compromising because you're a subletter, right, or a subtenant. You're not her roommate. And this is the problem with the way she's framing it. It would be like if you have a friend who has a house or has an apartment and you're looking for a place to stay. They have an extra room and they're like, okay, you could stay with me if you want to, but this is how much it's going to cost you. And these are the rules to the house, okay? It doesn't matter what you think. That fucking top cabinet, that's my don't put shit up there. Those are the rules to my house, okay? That's how it works. right? Don't come and start swapping out my fucking furniture. I don't like having one of those big, ugly dish drying racks that you want to put on the counter. That's just going to fuck up the energy and the feng shui, right? I have a nice, clean, minimalist dish rack dryer thing. You don't like it? Fucking get paper plates, all right? This is what we do. Keep that in mind. She is essentially a beggar, right? Beggars can't be choosers. It's not a roommate situation, right? You are a tenant to a tenant.
I received a text of her being like, please remember that the top shelf in the fridge is mine. I have just my gallon of milk stored up there in my creamer. Like, you can keep your milk here, but you need to move the creamer. I was
All
like,
right, she says because she forced me to cram my shit into the bottom shelf of the fridge only, which doesn't even have room for my milk. Listen, I have a shelf, you have a shelf. Maybe buy smaller bottles of milk. We live in New York City. I get the top shelf because this is my apartment, okay?
is there a reason why? Because you don't have that much stored on that shelf. She's like,
That's not your fucking business. What if I got plans for you? You don't know. What if I'm bringing home a cake tomorrow? You don't know that shit.
and I was too tired that night. And I deal with this in the morning because I need to say something. Wake up and I type out very long text. I spent over an hour working on it because I grew up in an abusive family, in an abusive relationship. I've just overly analyzed all of my words because I was afraid of
Notice how much of her personal bullshit she's also like letting you know about. All of this is to bring you in, to pity her, right? Because the thing isn't enough. This always stands out to me. See, if somebody really does something so fucked up that it's worth bringing to the internet, you don't have to mention anything else. You just got to mention what they did, and then people will be on your side, right? If it's really worth it. But if you got to sprinkle in your childhood trauma, if you got a trauma dump on me at the same time to try and make me feel bad for you, this means the thing you're bringing to the internet is really not that big a deal. And you know it's not that big of a deal, but okay.
is being used against me. The last few months, I've been working on that. I'm coming into myself and feeling more at ease and confident in all the things, but I can still really struggle with taking up space. Of course, I'm going to have screenshots for you. This is exactly what I said.
All right, so here's what she said. I need to be honest with you that I'm becoming more frustrated with our communication. I've been fully cooperative with every request you've made since I've moved in, and I haven't felt like you've been open to compromise or considering trying something new, even if we decide to go back to how you usually like it. I deserve to take up space here too, but I feel like my preferences aren't even heard out. I don't like your dish rack and would rather use mine, but I've been fully willing to compromise out of respect for you. The LED lights in the living room are low voltage, so they don't eat into our power bill at all. It's like $5 to $10 a year. Even if it did take up more energy, I'm the name on the bill, so could easily charge you less, blah, 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 blah. I know you've been used to living with the same person for a few years, and I fully respect that. I would equally like to be considered because this is my home too. I want this to be a good and peaceful living situation for both of us and would love for us to be friends and hang out, but I also understand if you rather we just coexist and can work with that as well, right? So she's saying all of this because she clearly has the assumption that once the lease renews, they're going to sign the lease together, okay? And then she'll officially be a roommate. And you know what? At that point, compromises, agreements, that is reasonable to be made. You're not a subtenant anymore. You're not living in somebody else's apartment. This now becomes in part your apartment. And so that's a conversation to be had, right? But okay, let's continue.
I have nothing to hide. She immediately came back with this.
She says, thanks for letting me know how you feel. To be honest, I think we're just not a good fit. If we're being transparent, I want to make you aware that I'm still looking for a new roommate. I have 3 people who I'm interested in signing this lease with me. As for the LED lights, you never told me about them or told me you wanted to keep them on. Even if you're not in the living room, I personally think that's a waste of our light bill, okay? And I don't want to spend an extra $5 to $10 on the bill. I think you've been taking up space. You are setting boundaries, and I'm respecting them. Example, the fridge situation. You wanted to not mix our things. Let's make this last month as peaceful as possible. Now, that's the crazy part. She's complaining about the refrigerator. She's complaining about not being able to store things on the top shelf when she's the one who asked not to mix things in the refrigerator. So she asked to set the boundaries and then complains when she is being held accountable to the boundaries that she set, right? So these are all signs. These are all signs. And the fact that she even put this on the screen shows a lack of self-awareness, not realizing how fucking dumb that makes her look, right?
Announcing that she was still looking for someone else to live with her. This is the first that I'm hearing of it. I thought everything was fine, besides her sort of hostile responses to me whenever I would bring something up as like a compromise, because that's what you fucking do with roommates. We don't even interact. She has her own front door in her bedroom. She doesn't even come through the living room. I stay in my room most of the time. We're kind of on different schedules. I'm giving all of this context because the further that you get down into these messages, the weirder that the shit gets. I got some tea from the girl who lived.
This is how you know you're not her roommate. The fact that she has the power to evict you once this lease is up, right? Because she's the one who has the opportunity to re-sign on the lease if she's still in good standing with the landlord of the apartment, which it sounds like she is. The fact that she has the opportunity to choose who she would like to roommate with her, if anybody at all, shows you that you are not her roommate, though. You are her subtenant. And you should move accordingly. You shouldn't just assume that you are entitled to being on this new lease. Right now, she says that they had some kind of verbal agreement at some point, right? We don't really know the details of that verbal agreement. So now let's dive into part 2.
Okay, here we go. Immediate reaction was just despair, desperation. And you can see it in my response to her. It's like, are we for real? Did I do something that offended you? Because I really want to stay. I'm very happy here. Mental health is so much better. And it was funny seeing her come back like, really? You're happy here? Your text says otherwise. I was like,
People customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Even where's the golf carts? There it is. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
are we?
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize you didn't think we were a good fit. Can you tell me why I would really like to stay and have been so much happier living here? If I've done something that's offended you, I'm more than willing to make it right, so it's good for both of us. And then she's saying, you've been happy or living here? The text you just sent me says otherwise. Please clarify. Oh, you know, when she's putting them exclamation marks at the end, right? It's like a sassy thing that girls do when they text. You know what I mean? But that's a good point. You're complaining about the fridge. You're complaining about the dishwasher. You're complaining about how they're decorating the living room. Doesn't sound like you're too happy living here, right? You've only been there for a month. You're complaining quite a lot. Okay. So I understand. Maybe, and you know, it's so funny. That was probably the text. That was probably the last thing you sent complaining to her about shit. Was probably the straw that broke the camel's back and got her to say, you know what, fuck this. I am not signing another lease with you. I am going to find somebody else.
For real? Did I do something that offended you? Because I really want to stay. I'm very happy here. Mental health is so much better. And it was funny seeing her come back like, really? You're happy here? Your text says otherwise. And it's like, what do you mean? My text is strictly about your communication style. I'm unwilling to compromise. I like having these LED lights on that cost $5 to $10.
Yeah, you're complaining. You're complaining. She's saying, how are you happy for complaining so much? Anyway, we move on.
This bad habit of just rolling over to keep the beat. I was in the park a few weeks ago. I saw a hawk capture a smaller bird and flew up into the trees, and I hear all of the little birds squawking around it, and it was very traumatizing. I absolutely sobbed watching the feathers float down, but I knew I was seeing that for a reason. Posted about it on my Instagram story, and some people responded being like, I don't care that, the hawk needs to eat, it's just not right. Nature is neutral. Hawks exist to balance the ecosystem so there isn't overpopulation. They aren't doing this to be evil. They're just existing. They're just eating. A couple of days ago, I was like, holy shit. I continuously keep the peace because it was never safe for me in the past to speak up. Because when I did, I'd either get physically hurt or assaulted.
Okay, so there's more trauma dumping. She's looking at the hawk. She's seeing signs in the clouds, and she does this thing. You get the kind of chick she is, right? Right. She reads the tea leaves. She goes to a psychic, and hey, that's the kind of spirituality you subscribe to. Knock yourself out. But she convinces herself that she's like the hero in this situation, that she's standing up to this chick, to Maryland, and she's not going to roll over, and she's going to speak up for herself and all of that. Listen, you don't understand power dynamics, okay? Right? I'm going to stand up for myself. You have no power in this situation. It's really up to her. And so if she is going to decide whether or not she's going to sign a lease with you for, a year, maybe even longer, and there are all these problems manifesting within 30 days, that is good reason for her to not want to sign a lease with you. Because if it's only been 30 days and it's problems, can you imagine a year of this shit?
I was on the phone with her old roommate, and her old roommate was giving me the tea on their dynamic. And you'll see in some of the texts, especially the one where she mentions that she would prefer to live with someone who is ethnic or POC. My response to that was like, I can't argue with that. I don't want to make someone uncomfortable. And everyone who was hearing about this was like, but that's racist for her to say. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I know that people have preferences, and like, I don't want to overstep. And the longer that I thought about it, it was like,
yeah, but here's the thing, though. You didn't hear that from her. You heard it from her roommate, her ex-roommate, who they clearly aren't on good terms. I mean, if she preferred to have a person of color living with her, why would she sublet to you in the first place? Why would she give you the impression that there was a possibility, at the very least, that you guys could ultimately sign the lease together in the upcoming lease renewal? I don't see why anybody should be putting a lot of stock in that accusation, per se.
We don't even interact. What way is like having anyone else in your space going to be different? I don't even need to make sense of it, because that is not the reason why. It is because the person who lived here before me, she did not realize how much this roommate was mooching off of her. She would cook for them often, clean up after the girl. When I moved in, it's funny because I had a weird sense of it. I feel like she is going to expect us to share food. And I find out that she used to share food with the roommate before me. And so when she found out that I wasn't going to be sharing my food with her, I think that must have been when it shifted. I wasn't doing her dishes for her. I've been in 5 different sublets. I just like to keep my shit to myself. I can coexist with someone. I'd love to be friends with my roommate. And so I shifted my energy, and I was sitting right here. So I was like, when were you going to tell me this? Because until I texted you, this is the first time hearing about it. Funniest thing was her just being like, well, it's not set in stone. And I'm just looking, I was like, oh, but it has to be. It has to be set in stone. I could have been a week out from thinking that we were re-signing, and oh, surprise, actually not going to be living here anymore. I was like, I've been through this multiple times. I started looking for a new place in March. I also heard from my friends, like, it doesn't make sense that she's looking for 3 people. She's like, she isn't the one who looked for a subletter when I eventually found you. She's like, I found this apartment, and she's I wound up being the one to leave and her stay. She was like, there was no mention of her preferring to live with someone ethnic or POC. She met you and said she thought you were cool. I get this text, what if you stay instead and I leave?
Okay.
I was so shocked at how quickly she folded. I posted about this on my Instagram stories, and I had like 50, 60 messages. And then I went to my friend's house yesterday to work. She wound up having one of her friends come over who is also a fan of Stray Kids, like I am. And then another friend showed up. And of course, they're hearing all of the tea. They have all 17 fucking screenshots. And then like her sister calls in, and she's like, oh my God, do you remember my old roommate? Let me tell you.
She just heard from Marilyn yesterday the possibility that she will leave and allow her to take over the lease, right? She is now getting on the internet and celebrating it and mocking her and talking shit about her, right? What do you think is going to happen when Marilyn gets wind of this shit, right? She's thinking of how she could possibly do you a favor. She's saying you want to stay here so badly. Shit. I might go and look for a new place, right? Let you keep it since you seem to be having such a hard time finding a place. I don't think it'd be that hard for me to find a place. I wonder why it's so hard for you. Let me think about it, right? So there, she's trying to figure it out. And look, I don't know this Marilyn chick. I'm not saying that she's probably a perfect person or none. Nobody is. I'm sure she has her quirks about her. But here's the reality. I'm not hearing anything that makes this worth bringing to the internet. Well, that cloud is a hell of a drug, man. And so she is now broadcasting this to the internet and celebrating and painting this chick as like she's this awful person. When just the day before she was like giving you like this idea that she might even leave and let you take over the leagues. Let's see where things go from here.
And then one of her friends called in who had like his random friend with it, and it literally turned into the town fucking crier. It's like the whole village just felt so supported and seen by the universe. I am so powerful and magnetic.
Find you in the anthem, write another stanza.
Magnetic. And
All right.
I have been told by
You're so powerful, huh?
too many people that I'm not and that I don't deserve to take up space.
It's not that deep.
I don't deserve to eat. I deserve to eat. And I ate. That is literally what my friend said in the text after I told her about the hawk. She was like, you're the hawk and you just got fed.
Right, yeah, you're the hawk, right? Well, let's see how this turns out. So 10 days later, right, we get this video. Remember, she was just making a video about how she's so powerful and magnetic and strong, and she's the hawk, and the hawk ate. Well, 10 days later, we get this video. Right, listen to what she's saying.
I have no idea where I'm living 3 weeks from now because my roommate is being a fucking asshole.
Wow.
And changed her mind on me when she said that I was going to stay when you invited me here for July and she was going to be the one to go. I've made several videos about this because it's so much more than just, why don't you guys re-sign together? It's turned into a whole mess and it didn't need to be. Feel free to go watch those videos because that's going to give you the context that you need. And I feel so...
Now, some important context. So again, Marilyn's like, I'm sorry to make you feel any type of way. Right? When we first saw this in video number 2, this is before Marilyn knew that she was making videos about it. Look at this. She says, I need an absolute confirmation that is your plan, confirming I'm going to be staying and re-signing the lease, and you'll be leaving at the end of June, correct? They're now in June, right? This video was shot June 9th. I'll email Kayla once you confirm and let you know when I have people to come to her. Please send several photos of your room and or bathroom. I need Wi-Fi, so I will go next week to grab the router and we'll send you the info so you can use it for the next month. Yes, that's correct. I'm confirming. Right. So it seems here, back in the end of May, Marilyn was very much intending to leave. I think she then sees all of these videos and then she's like, fuck this chick. And here's how I know this girl fucked herself. Check this out. You see, before the video where the hawk is crying and bawling and talking about her evil roommate, she posted this video. This is the third video. She posted this video 5 days after the video we saw where she was celebrating how she defeated Marilyn. Right? She comes 5 days later and she makes this follow-up video. Check out what she says here.
So a few days ago, I made a couple of videos talking about my roommate. If you don't know about this drama, just go watch the other videos. I promise it's going to give you the context that you need. I unfortunately have an update for you. I should have known she would try to pull something like this. I moved into a new apartment a month ago. I was on a 2-month sublease. It was verbally agreed upon. We were re-signing together in July. It's okay if someone changes their mind. The issue is the reasons why we're lied. Over this last week, I've been waiting for her to send photos of her room so I can make a post and look for my own roommate. She said that she would texted her yesterday asking when she was going to send the photos. Yesterday was Wednesday. She said, I'll send them on Monday. I'm like, bitch, it's like 3 photos. Why is it going to take you the entire weekend? And didn't give me a good answer. And I was like, that's sus. Maybe she is still looking for a roommate to fill my room here. She wanted to talk in person. I said no. I'm not comfortable.
Here's where she fucked herself. She says, are you home? I think we should talk in person. No, I don't want to talk in person. You know why she doesn't want to talk in person? because she's gone viral on the internet with hundreds of thousands of views and thousands of comments of people taking her side. She's been airing her out on the internet, and then things get weird, and all of a sudden she's not being so cooperative. I think she becomes suspicious that Marilyn finally caught wind of the videos, and now she's too much of a fucking pussy to look at her and talk to her face to face, right? So Marilyn wants to talk to her face to face. She's like, no, I don't want to talk in person. I feel like there's so much I need to say and be vulnerable because texting is not helping me. I wonder why now she's afraid to text you. Could it be that she has now seen that you have been putting her fucking text messages on the internet and talking shit about her? And so she doesn't want to text you anymore because fucking you're just going to turn it into more content? And so she wants to, like an adult, you're the 30-year-old, she's in her mid-20s, like an adult, she wants to talk to you face to face. You're like, there's literally nothing to talk about. I just need a few photos. She's like, no, there is. She says, I do not want to speak in person because she's afraid. She's terrified because this is how they are. I'm not trying to argue in person or nothing. As a woman, I just want to speak to you just in a vulnerable, honest space. I'm literally just asking you for a few photos for your space so I can make a listen. And I'm asking why it has to be until Monday for you to send. Right? Lacks so much self-awareness, she doesn't realize that something's going on. I wonder, have you done anything within recent history what that might possibly cause a problem or maybe cause Marilyn to change her plan? She didn't even think for a second that Marilyn would find her videos. She didn't think for a second that she would have found her videos and what would happen if she did. Okay. Right? You're literally, like, she has all the power, and you did not consider how she might not want to help you out anymore when she finds out that you're talking shit about her. So this is what happens, right? This is how she fucked herself, and that's how we end up with this video right here.
She never sent me photos of her room. She kept procrastinating on that. When I pushed back on her, that was when she changed her mind. And I think that was when I realized, like, oh, were you just not ever looking in the first place? Or you looked for a week and gave up because it was too hard. And so you're just going to fuck me over, or worse, fuck us both over if you aren't able to get approved, get another roommate in so that you can renew and we both lose the apartment.
You're shopping with blinders on. It's a meat gold mine over there.
I just need to vent and I need to be heard. I literally feel my body just breaking apart. I'm trying to stay detached and be okay if I don't.
Yeah, but you're so powerful, you're so magnetic though. You're the hog. You know, like what's happening. What's happening, right? Well, anyway, so this is essentially the situation. Now, there were a lot more videos that we didn't watch from this chick because it was just a lot of crying and complaining and trauma dumping. You got the broad strokes of the story, right? Let's dive in.
A sublet I met about a month ago made a 30-part TikTok series about me, and I want to address a few things.
Notice how she refers to her as a sublet, not a roommate.
We're going to keep it short and straight to the point because 30? I genuinely don't know how any of this is my fault. You started subleasing a few weeks ago. A sublease is temporary by definition.
Right.
Meaning I don't owe you shit.
That's right.
You are not entitled just because you moved in. I feel like I gave you plenty of notice and time to make arrangements so that when you re-sign the lease, you won't be stressed out. You even admitted that you found someone within a day. The real issue is that the rent increased and now you need to qualify for the lease yourself. And that is not my problem. That's just how New York renting goes. I feel like that's how renting goes in any state. You have moved 5 times within a year. At this point, babe, there's a common denominator and it's definitely not the people that you're subleasing from. I feel like at this point it's you. Throughout all your videos, there was a consistency of you talking about me, about my situation, my bills, my pay stubs, my proof of income, when in reality, I have a job. I pay my bills on time. I even secured my new apartment. I think you're projecting what you're lacking onto me. I feel like what's genuinely crazy is I've never wished anything bad upon you. I really do hope you get approved for this apartment with your new roommate. What sucks is that you made 30 videos about me consecutively, wishing bad upon me, saying I'm getting karma, calling me names, calling me out of my name. I don't even know you, babe. And you don't even know me. I just met you a month ago. Hello? I just feel like I'm getting dragged for choosing what's best for me in my future.
Yeah.
We also started a GoFundMe. I'm going to insert the GoFundMe right here.
Yeah, let's see. Right, what did she even say on her GoFundMe? Hi, I'm EK. I've been a full-time artist in New York for over a year now. I've jumped through so many sublets trying to find a home. I moved into my current place thinking I'd get to stay, but after a horribly traumatizing situation with my roommate, remember, the horribly traumatizing shit was she didn't let you put up your stupid fucking LED lights in the living room, which, by the way, what are you, fucking 19? That is some college dorm shit. Like, you're 30 years old putting up LED lights in the living room. Why not put them in your room, right? It's a shared space. Okay, but so put them in your fucking room and be like 21 forever, I guess. All right, cool. And you imposing the fucking 2 shelf rule and are crying about the fact she won't let you put your fucking bucket of milk on her shelf. That's traumatizing shit. That's all the shit that she talked about. Get this, guys. A horribly traumatizing situation with my roommate now turned into dealing with slummy landlords, and I'm at my breaking point and I need help. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to pay the entirety of rent for the month of July, if the landlord will even let me on top of a security deposit, or if I have to move in literally a week. So much is still uncertain and it's agonizing. I feel embarrassed to even do this because it feels like there, blah, 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 many other, I don't know what was censored here, many other better causes, but I have an incredible following on social media who wants to support me. Please know there's no expectation to, I'm so grateful. Okay, and she raised $3,345 out of 5K.
So you can read it briefly. You didn't start a GoFundMe because you lost your job, you have medical expenses to take care of, or have hard times at this moment. You started a GoFundMe because you don't have the funds for the apartment. Right. And instead of being honest about that, you're blaming me. People have asked you multiple times, why don't you get an actual job?
Right.
And your response is always, I'm an artist. There is plenty of artists in New York City that still have regular jobs, because they know rent needs to be paid at the end of the day. And instead of finding a job, you decide to basically scream, call me out of my name, say that I am a nightmare roommate, blame me for not wanting to re-sign the lease with you, which is crazy. I feel like if you started a GoFundMe that said, I can't afford rent right now, that's one thing. But because you switched the narrative and basically stated you are trapped in a traumatized, abusive situation with your roommate because I'm choosing to leave is completely different.
Right.
I feel like at some point you have to stop blaming other people for your circumstances that you are responsible for as a grown adult. And babe, you are 30 years old. You are a grown woman. Even I, in my 20s, understand the concept of how renting, how deposits, how moving, how all of that goes. If I can understand that and I take responsibility because I know the world doesn't owe me anything,
right.
I feel like you can do that as well.
Yeah.
You're not getting evicted, you got the lease, and I'm moving out at the end of this month.
Right.
In no time with Shopify. Choose your theme, customize to fit your style, and start selling in just a few clicks. No coding required. When it's time to build your brand, it's time for Shopify. Start your free trial today